Welcome all. This is example 1. The question is, find the value. I'm not writing present value because I'll give you dates. Find the value. Is it 1 January 2022 of a series of payments. Series of payments of 200 payable on 1 March 2022, 1 May 2022, 1 July 2022, and 1 September 2022. I don't need to say the present value here because anyway you are finding the value as at 1 January 2022. Now let me give you the interest rate. If the nominal rate of interest, let me write the nominal rate of interest. Nominal rate of interest per annum convertible half yearly is 10%. So the first question, okay, you can answer, Shreya. The first question for you is,
Yes, sir.
if the nominal rate of interest per annum convertible half yearly is 10% given.
Yes, that is I2 is.
No, wait. Listen my question. Roughly, what should be the yearly interest rate? Roughly, I'm asking, without any calculation.
Roughly. Something more than 10 itself.
So you thought a lot about CM1, right? Or how can you answer? Again, I'm saying,
yes,
the nominal rate of interest per annum convertible half yearly is given 10%. So yearly interest rate will be around what percent? I think you are correct. Whatever you answered, that is correct. You are saying little bit higher than 10%, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not less than 10%.
No, sir, it's not.
Okay. So you are saying half yearly, I mean, yearly interest rate will be bit more than 10%, right?
Yes, sir. More than 10% for sure.
Okay. You appear very confident.
Because when given that per annum 10%, the I2 value would be somewhere around 9.76, something like that. So when.
But this time you are wrong. This time you are wrong.
Okay.
Yes. Tell me, repeat once again what you said.
About?
No, whatever you said, could you repeat once again?
If given that yearly interest rate is 10%, then half year convertible, that I2 would be around something 9.76, like something.
Yeah. Then you are correct. Okay, you are correct.
Yeah.
No
so
problem.
That would be less than this. So I2 is something less than I. So I thought given I2, so I would be more.
Okay. So now what is the period here?
It's 2 months.
2 months. Okay. So
except that at the starting January, February. Yeah, it's same. Correct.
It's 2 months, right?
Yes, sir. It's 2 months.
So your wish. If you want, you can write 2, 4 also.
Yeah.
Not mine. Okay.
2 by 12.
Yeah, but preferably, I would like you to write this way so that always this will be in years. Even we didn't cross 1 year here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And now, if you don't want, you can delete also these things. Okay. You don't want, you can delete also these things, but because we will not use. Initially, you need to understand how to draw a timeline. That is very, very important, because 300 times or maybe 200 times you will be drawing timeline in CM1. It will come time and again in each application chapter. You will come across annuities. Okay. Now we'll write the payments here. Okay. The first payment, you see the gap. First of all, you need to check the gap here. You see here, The first one is 200 and that is payable on 1 March 2022. So I can write 200 here. And the second payment is again 200. That is on 1 May 200. This way you should be able to write. If you have started doing annuities, due to the importance, you should be able to write this way. Okay. Now you want to convert these payments to one payment. Okay. Only one payment. That means, suppose you want to take service, some kind of service. Okay. Suppose you want to take tuition. You are studying in 10th class. You have two options. Either you pay 200 every 2 months in arrears. You study for 2 months. Then you pay 200 to the tuition teacher. You study for another 2 months. Then you pay 200 to the tuition teacher. Study for the 2 months, then pay here money. Study for 2 months and pay here. Okay. This way you can do. That is why the payments are in arrears. Arrears means what? First of all, whenever you see a question from annuity you have just started, the payment will be at the end. The service you take, pay later. First service, then pay later. Okay. This way. You go to the restaurant, you take meal, then pay. And if you go to some other restaurant, you need to pay, you need to collect your slips, then only you can eat that way. Which one comes first? So typically, if you see the number line here, remember this is the first time period. Okay. First time period. It's not necessarily 1 year each time. It could be 1 year as well, but it doesn't matter. It will not matter whether the period is 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. So when you form annuity symbol, you need to see the number of payments. You need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all. So most of the things we can do here, 200, 4 times. So the present value will be 200 A4. That's all. This much you have to write without seeing the interest rate. Even if you, by chance, by mistake, see the interest rate, you can blindfold your eyes. Okay. Just don't see it. Because most of the students initially when they start, they connect the interest rate with this period. There is a problem. So interest rate will use, it doesn't matter whether half yearly convertible given, I is given, D is given, whatever is given, it doesn't matter. What we need, that is important. When you evaluate this annuity, whatever interest rate you need, that you need to find. And then you need to go and see the question, what interest rate is given. Because in interest rates, you know the conversion, how to convert between interest rates. Once you know your requirement, you can always find that interest rate from here. Even I can change this one to a D also, discount rate. How it will change, because ultimately you need to find this 200 A4. We'll see what is actually 200 A4. Okay. So in my answer, I need to write 200 A4. That's all. And if the payments start immediately, we write a due here. And the formula for AN is, if you remember, it's 1 minus VN divided by I. 1 minus V4 divided by I here. But the normally I we write for 1 year. The small I will not write that, because the period is not 1 year here. Okay. Period is not 1 year. Period, you need to see what is the period here. Because period is not 1 year. By 4 periods, that's fine. But period is not 1 year. Also remember, in annuities, basic annuities, we don't allow unequal intervals. Okay. The duration must be the same. The first one is 2 months, second one is 2 months. That way it will go. If you make 1 2 month, 1 4 month, you will not be able to do now, at least. Later, after maybe 1 or 2 weeks, you'll be able to do those problems. Now remember, the payments should be the same. That is called label annuity. And the duration also. The duration should be same. Okay. But now we'll bring that one here. The interest rate. The interval interest rate here, I. So because there is a link between I and V, when you change I, V will also change. I is our 2 month interest rate. Okay. 2 month interest rate. Who can answer? Osama, you answer. What is I?
I power 2 by 2.
Pardon?
I power 2 by 2.
I power 2 by 2. Yeah. I wanted to trap you here. That's why I asked you. Yes. Anyone who can answer? Adi, Ahalya, Esreya, all are A. Okay. Yes. Anyone who would like to answer?
So here I should be I2 divided by 2. No, I6 divided by 6.
Yes, I6 divided by 6. It's not I2 divided by 2, because if I give it annually, okay, 1 year interval, then you can write small I. Okay. But I've given 2-month interval here. Then 2-month interest rate. Remember once again?
Okay.
Yeah. So how you can remember? Any interval is given. If you want to know the actual symbol for that, okay, suppose this interval is not given, what you need to do here is you have to decide how many times that appears in 1 year. Suppose this is 1 year. Okay. This is 1 year. So now you decide how many times this will come in 1 year. This kind of a length, how many times you have in 1 year. Okay. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. 3 times. So if 3 times, if this is 1 year and this is any interval of any length, then what will happen? If you see the gap here, 3 times it comes. Okay. 3 times means it must be 4 months. If I write 4 months, then you will get 3 times. Then what will happen? Then interest rate symbol will be I3 divided by 3. When you multiply this length with this, you should get 12. Okay, 12 months in total. So 4-month interest rate will be I3 divided by 3. Okay. Similarly, if you make it a bit bigger, suppose you make it this way from here to here. Okay. Then what will happen? This is 6 months. Okay. This is 6 months. 0, 6 upon 12. This is 0. This is 6 upon 12. Now, if you see 2 times it appears. Okay. So the interest rate will be, this is 6 months. Okay. Let me write 6 months. What is interest rate for 6 months? This is I2 divided by 2, because the 6 multiplied by 2, that is 12 months. In terms of year, if you write 0, 1 upon 2, so if you multiply, you should get 1 year. You can do this also. This is 1 year, or maybe 6 months multiplied by 2. This is 12 months, whatever way you decide. Okay. Now, suppose you want to find the interest rate for 1 month. Suppose you want to decide the interest rate for 1 month. How many months are there? Okay, that you need to count. How many months are there in 1 year? In 1 year, there are 12 months. Okay, so interest rate for 1 month will be I12 by 12. 1 year interest rate also you can remember this way: I1 divided by 1. I1 is I. Similarly, if I ask you 2-month interest rate, how many 2 months are there in 1 year? How many 2 months are there in 1 year? There are 6 2 months. Okay, so it should be 2 months. There are 6 2 months. Okay, this is my 2-month interest rate. See, half yearly is different than 2 months. That was trapping. Okay, knowingly I gave a 2-month problem so that you will think it convertible half yearly. That's all, nothing more. So let's continue with the problem. Here, I6 divided by 6. This is what you need to find some way. Then you see whether I6 is given in the question or not. What is given in the question? Convertible half yearly is given. So given is I2. Okay. What is given in symbols? Who can answer? What is given? I would like to write here. Yes, Osema, you are saying what is given here?
I2 is given.
Yes, it's not I2 divided by 2. I2 is given. Okay, so I can write here I2. I2 is given. Let me write here I2 given. I2, and I2 is equal to 10%, 0.10. That is 10%. So when I2 is given, but you need I6 divided by 6. Once you know I, then you will be able to know V. V is 1 upon 1 plus I. Like small v is 1 upon small v. Capital V will be 1 upon 1 plus capital I. Okay. But you need to find I first of all. So here given I2, that is 0.10. and you need to find I6 divided by 6. So you can apply the formula 1 plus I6 divided by 6 power 6, that is equal to 1 plus I, and also 1 plus I2 divided by 2 power 2 is 1 plus I. So if you equate these 1 and 2, then what will happen? By virtue of these two, because 1 plus IP divided by P power P is always 1 plus I, irrespective of the value of P, they're equal. Even you can find I from I2, from I, you can find I6, but that will be a lot, will make our life easier. So we'll write this 1 plus I2 divided by 2 power 2. And this is given 10%. So 1.05, this divided by 2 square. And then you have to subtract 1. Okay, then take this one. I think this is correct. 1 plus I6 divided by 6 is equal to 1.05 power 1 by 3. Then you subtract 1. You will get directly I6 by 6. So let me find it.
I6 by 6 would be 0.01639.
Okay, 0.016.
016.
Yes, 29.
39.
Okay.
39.
29 or 39?
39. 39.
39. Okay. So 0.01639.
Excuse me, please. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Please go back. Yeah, thank you. So I understand that this is I6 by 6.
Yeah, tell me.
Because it's 2 monthly.
Right.
The fact that we were giving 10%, but that 10% was compounded half yearly.
Yes.
So which means if the 10% was compounded half yearly, we are going to equate 1 plus I6 by 6 to the power of 6 to be equal to 1 plus I2 by 2 to the power of 2.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is what we have done here. So that 10% is convertible semi-annually. So which translates to 5% each 6 months.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Now, let me confess that I would have been confused because I knew there's a 5% and there is also an I6 by 6. So here what we are doing now is to calculate I6 by 6 based on the given convertibility. So that's convertible. You once said that it translates to compounded half yearly because they are the same thing, right? When you say 10% convertible half yearly, it's the same thing as 10% compounded semi-annually.
Yeah, but see, I'm not using any concept. I just use the formula. Okay, see,
Okay.
I've written here I2. So what I did is, I substituted. Okay, let me write 1 plus here. Just I substituted whatever is given, 0.10. Then I've divided by 2. Then I squared it. And then I got 1 plus 0.05 square. That was 1.05 square. And then what I did is, the 6 I took this side. Then what happened? I got 1 plus I6 divided by 6, and that is 1.05. 2 divided by 6, that is this way.
Yeah.
So I didn't apply any concept here. Okay, just I use the symbol. Okay, the symbol.
Okay.
So what
I think I'm getting right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Just I'm just repeating one thing you remember that might be useful to you. All the time you have to differentiate between these two. The rate of interest, whether nominal is given or not, this is optional word. Not all the time you get. Most of the time they don't write this. The rate of interest per annum convertible, or you said compounded, it doesn't matter. Compounded. So if compounded half yearly is given or convertible half yearly is given, then in that case, the symbol you need to use is I2.
Okay. Yes, I2.
However, so then from I2, you need to find half year interest rate. That will be I2 upon 2. This will be our half year interest. And suppose this is given 10%, this will be 5%.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, this will be 5%. This is one thing. The other thing is directly half year interest rate is given. Half yearly interest rate is given 10%. Then you need to take I2 divided by 2 is 10%. The thing you need to remember is interest rates are always IP upon P. Even 1 year interest rate is I1 upon 1. You remember this way, that is only I.
Yes.
Now, you might ask me where we used I2 upon 2. I never wanted to use I2 upon 2. My subject was not I2 upon 2. That's why I never found 5%. What I did is, my target was to get I6 upon 6. So I wanted to get I6 from I6 or I6 upon 6, whatever. If you know the numerator, you know the whole fraction. So I wanted to get I6 by 6 or I6 from I2. That's all. What is given here, what you need to find. So I use the formula, the equation, this equation, and from this equation, using this equation, I substituted I2 here. I got I6 or I6 by 6, and then I used here. I want to use here. That's all. Then once you know capital I, then I need to find I. From I, then B. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem. Next. Yes, Shreya, continue.
Yes, please.
What is V here? Tell me. Yes, 1 upon 1 plus I. What is that? Or you didn't calculate that way? Without finding V also, you can calculate. It will be 200. Then 1 minus. Here V, you can write 1 upon 1 plus I. That will be 1 plus I inverse. Okay, you can write minus 4 divided by I. This way also directly you can write the value of I here, and you can find the answer. Okay. Did you get the answer? Anyone got the answer? See, you can find this way. Not this one. One 1.01639. 1.01639. Okay. Power minus 4. Minus 4. You need to find this first. Okay. 1 plus I power minus 4. Then you subtract 1. Then multiply with minus 1. You'll get this. See, this is what I wanted to find. 1 plus I power minus 4. So if you find 1 point, this I've written minus 4. I subtracted 1. Then I multiplied this by minus 1. Then I will divide by I. 0.01639. 0.01639. Okay. Whatever you got, you have to multiply by 200. Then you will get 7682644. 7682644. That means this one payment is equivalent to these 4 payments. Okay. Suppose you want to study here for 8 months, and the tuition teacher wants 200 at the end of every 2 months. Okay. Then you need to pay this amount. That is, if I round it, 768,264. 768,264. Okay. Let me write 768. This amount you need to pay one time. Now the teacher says, I don't want to take payments at the end of each month 4 times. It becomes difficult for me. So you pay one time in advance. That means here you need to pay. If you need to pay here in advance, one time only. So you have 2 choices. Either you pay here one time this amount, or you have to pay 4 times 200. If the interest rate is this. Okay. Suppose I change it to yearly interest rate, then how the answer will change? Now my question is, suppose later you know that this is actually not true. The yearly interest rate is 10%. Okay. If the interest rate per annum then how the answer will change? Yeah, anyone who can answer? See, now if the question, I change a little bit, I can make it question 2 also. So now this is example 2. Find the value as at 1 January 2022 of a series of payments of 200 payable on 1 March 2022, 1 May 2022, 1 July 2022, and 1 September 2022. If the interest rate is per annum is 10%. So without starting once again, we'll do the same problem. Okay. So anyone who can suggest how to do, how to change it and do it differently. Okay.
We would have to again find out I6.
Okay. So what is given? I want to fill this one. Okay.
Given I is given.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out I6 by 6 and then substitute in the formula again.
Okay. You will find I6 divided by 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me write here. So what is given, I need to write here. Okay. What is given?
I.
All right. So you are saying given I 10% now, but I will not change the diagram. The diagram I will not change. Okay. The diagram will remain the same. Now what I will do is, even this one also I will not change. Okay. So what I can do is, I will not change anything. Okay. I will not change anything. I will not change the diagram. Okay. What I can do is, I will only, like Shreya said, I will try to find I6 by 6 and put here. That's all. See, when I change the interest, okay. So a lot of background sound is coming from Shreya's side, I hope. Yeah, you can go on mute. When I ask, you can unmute and you can answer. Okay. So now what I will do is, I will not change the problem at all, because the only change came here. So this will remain the same. This will remain the same. This I need to change. Answer will change. Okay. This I need to change. And here, this I need to change. Okay. And then this also I need to change. This I don't need. I think this one will be fine. I'll use this equation. Okay. Then using this equation, I is 10% given. I will write this one, 1.10 power 1 upon 6. Then I will take 1 that side. Then this will be 1.10 power 1 by 6 minus 1. 1.10 power 1 upon 6. 1 divided by 6 minus 1. 0.016011. And let me write that. Okay. If you want, you can find V as well. But yeah, directly we'll apply this. 200. I got my I now. Okay. I'll put here 1.016011. Even I have I already there. I will not worry. 1 plus I need to find. Then I will make this power, subtract 1, multiply with minus 1, divide by I. Okay. I have to add 1. Okay. Let me add 1 here directly. I can add 1 here. Okay. This is 1 plus I. 1 plus I. Okay. 1 plus I power minus 4. I got it. Then I subtract 1. Then I multiply with minus 1. Then I will divide by I. I have to check one second. 0.016011. 0.016011. Though I didn't take all here. Never mind. 3.84. I have to multiply by 200 as well. So here I got 7690154. 7690154. Remember one thing, it will never exceed 800. Okay. Because the total is 800. The total is 800. Okay. You are giving here one time. So this will be less than 800. Now suppose I will make yearly payments. Now I'll not write all this directly. I'm writing 0, 1 means 1 year, 2 year. This you can take 1 January 2021 once again. And this one 1 January 2022. That way you can consider. Okay. 3, 4, 1 January 2023, 1 January 2024. And the payments are from here. Okay. Now 300 here, 300 here. The question is to find the present value here. So if I write, I will not get the last one because the payments are in advance. So if you tell me, I can write a question for this. Let me write here, find the value, as at 1 January 2021 of a series of payments, 300 payable on, see, I will match the dates. I will match. Okay. I will match the dates. The first payment will be the same date, 1 January, 1 January. If you see here, 1 January, 1 March. See, there is a gap here. Though the period was 2 months, but here the period is 1 year. Same amount, okay, because we are doing level annuity now. On 1 January 2021, 1 January 2022, 1 January 2023, 1 January 2024. So if you ask me why I've written 1 January 2025, if you want, you don't write it. Up to this also you can write. But remember, the payments are in advance. That will be given in the question. But I'm not given in the question in advance because I already matched here the points. You see, the points are matched. That means what? The first payment is here on 1 January 2021 here, and you have to find here. So what you do, you have to find the present value here. So immediately there is a payment. So obviously, I don't need to say anything. Okay, the payments are in advance. When the payments are in advance, then what you need to remember, it will happen this way. For this payment, okay, for this payment, for the first one, for this payment, okay, this one, the service will be for 1 year. You pay rent here 300, you stay 1 year. Pay rent here, stay 1 year. Pay rent for 1 year, stay 1 year. Pay rent for 1 year, stay 1 year. So that way it comes, okay? If you don't want to write, it's fine. Don't write this, not required. But you need to understand that the payments are in advance when you consider. Remember, this 300 will be this. If you understand that, you don't write this, it's okay, it's fine. Even if you don't write all this, okay, then also it's fine. You don't write a 4 also. Even if you can erase. I can't erase it because I made it a picture. Doesn't matter. You have to know that this amount is for the next year. That's all. In any case, you extend this way or not, it doesn't matter. The symbol you need to know, that will be 300. Okay, 300, let me write. And here again I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll write A4, but I'll write due. Similar to the formula for AN. AN formula was 1 minus VN divided by I. AN due formula you have to know. That will be A 1 minus VN divided by D. That's all. From I, we have D. Now what you need to observe here is, I have not given interest rate. See, I have not given interest rates here. So there should not be any problem. So I'll try to evaluate without seeing the interest rate anyway. So I will try to find this annuity. 300 A4 due. 300 A4 due. When I try to find this one, then I will not change my I. Remember, I is for 1 year and the gap is 1 year here. Equally spaced, 1 year gap. Okay. So 300, and then directly I will write 1 plus I power minus 4 because V is 1 upon 1 plus I. Then I. If I is given, then directly you get the answer. But I will not give you I here. Okay. If I is given, you can directly find the answer here. What is given? Let me write here. Given I also. here in this question, I is given. If I is given, you can directly find the answer. I will not give I. I can give you D also. I can give anything I want. Doesn't matter. You need to know. That is why you studied interest rate conversion before attempting annuities. Okay. So whatever I will give you, you should be able to find I. So
that formula, please. The formula you
can
wrote.
give directly.
So I have a doubt here.
Yes.
So the formula, can you
I can give
scroll down?
I can give D,
Yes.
I can give I2, whatever. Okay, doesn't matter. If I is not given, suppose I2 is given, half year leave, don't change the annuity. This will not be changed. Okay, this A4 will be there because when you write A4 due, you don't see the interest rate. It will depend on the number of payments and the amounts. That's all. When you evaluate, then you need I. Okay, this period interest rate, this is I. Okay, that is what we need here. That is what we need here, this I. Okay.
Yes, but you used I instead of D.
So if I give I here, directly put there. Even if I give I to 10%, then also the same formula. The only thing is you need to find I from I2. If I2 is given 10%, you need to find I from I2. Okay.
Yes, but this formula you wrote.
1 plus I2 divided by 2 power 2. You have to apply this formula minus 1. That way you will get I. 1 point. You put 0.10 here. 10 divided by 2.05 square minus 1. Okay. Whatever you get, you put here. 1.05 square minus 1. 1.05
that formula
square. Sorry.
Sir, when it is
1.05.
annuity true, isn't it 1 minus VN divided by D?
By D. That's what you are saying. I'm not sure you noticed that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you what you were saying because
Sir,
what happened is I used some other microphone. I was directly hearing that, so I took out that. So I didn't hear what you were talking. Okay.
Okay, we were talking about the D. You used I instead of D in the A dots 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. We'll write it D here.
Yes.
No, so D. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, thanks.
Now we have to find D also from I. So D is 1 upon 1 plus I. We'll find, sorry, D is I upon 1 plus I. Or D we can find from V, 1 minus V, whatever. So even we don't need to find I, but yeah, I will be used here anyway. So now I 1.05, 0.1025. Okay, let me write 0.1025. So 301 minus 1.1025 minus 4 divided by D. D is I upon 1 plus I. This is I divided by 1 plus I. 1.1025. 1.1025. If I do this, I will get 0.092970. This you need to evaluate, that's all. Now let's go to the next problem. Next example. Here will not use any words. Directly I'm writing here 0. Okay. You can count here 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And I will write the payments now. I will write here 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. It might be difficult, right? So let me not do that. That will be our next problem. Let me write 10, 10 here. I'll make only 120. And I will give you 8%. And you are supposed to find the present value here. Okay. This is the question now. The question is to find the present value here. We have 16 years. The payments are every 2 years in arrears. Okay. And you have to find the present value here. So without seeing the interest rate, I can write the present value. I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't include this 20. Okay. If you want, you can divide it 10, 10. You can do this way. This is annuity. This you have to find separately. That also you can do. But what I will do is, I will do it differently. Okay. I will do it this way. I will not divide. Anyway, I have to deal it differently because the amount is not matching. So this I will consider as annuity. Okay. This I will consider, this I will include in my annuity, these payments. And separately, see, once again, I'm writing these payments I will consider in my annuity because they are the same. We are doing level annuity. And this one I will consider separately. Okay, this one I will consider separately. So this one present value I need to find here. This one present value I need to find here. This way I can find the present value. Okay. Present value, when you find single payment, you know the formula. We'll use that formula. And we'll try to find the present value here. Okay. So actually present value here we need to find. If it's confusing, you need not worry. So let me not write all this. We'll find separately. That's all you need to remember. Okay. 20, we have to find separately the value here, this value here, and this value here. So if you write this is A, this is B, A is equal to, you count how many tens now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 10, A7, that's all. What is B? B is not an annuity. It's the discounted value of one payment, interest rates. Okay, V power 16. And it depends. You want to write 8 or 16, it's up to you. Okay, so if you consider 2 years as one, you can write V power 8 also. It depends on you. We'll see I 8% given, so you can directly find this way 21.08. Okay, 08 power minus 16. B is 1 upon 1 plus I, right? So 1 plus I power minus 1. So that way you can count. Here when you find this one, 10A7, okay, remember here in the formula you have to write 1 minus V power 7 divided by I. Now I will change. I is not 1 year, I is 2 year. Okay, 2 year, 2 year gap. So I have divided by half, right?
Yes.
This is 2 year interest rate. And you need to find I, then you have to put here. From I you can find V as well, or directly in V 1 plus I power minus 1 you can write. Okay, so that we can do. But the primary thing is to find capital I, and small I is given. You write the formula 1 plus IP is equal to 1 plus IP divided by P. In P I can take half as well. This formula we need to use. And remember that half yearly interest rate is I2 by 2. 2 year interest rate is I half divided by half. So I is given 10%, and I need I half divided by half. I half divided by half, that will be equal to 1.10. Sorry, 8% I've given. 1.08. This one I've written here. This will be 2 power half. Then I will subtract minus 1. 1.08 square minus 1. 0.1664. This is 0.1664. Okay, 16.64. You can accept that way. 2 year interest rate. 1 year is 8%. If 1 year is 10%, 2 year interest rate is 21% compounded. Remember that way. I got 16.64%. Okay, then you have to put here.
Please wait for me. Please let me clarify some of that here.
Yeah.
So I have 8%, which is the annual rates, and we want to find the 2 yearly rates.
Yeah.
So which means 1 plus I equals 1 plus, I understand that 1 plus I have to have. I understand that equation. But when we now got down, we said I half by half equals 1.08 squared minus 1. Okay. But we have changed this.
We have changed the sides.
Yeah, I understand now. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Even for this we have already done in our arithmetic, but
yeah,
we are only using symbols. See, suppose
Yeah.
this is 1 year and this is 2 year. and we are not studying actual science. You need to find this interest rate. Suppose this interest rate will also not use I, will use J here, and this is I 1 year. I 1 year is 8%. You have to find 2 year interest rate. If this is simple, directly we can write 16%. So 2 year interest rate is J. If you deposit 100, it should be 101 plus J square. If you deposit 100 here, after 1 year, you will get here 100 into 1.08. So your period is 2 years here. Okay, here, sorry, this is 1 plus J, because this total is 2 years, one period only, power 1. Here with 8% in 1 year, you should get 100, 1.08 power 2. They must be equal. If you solve this, you will get the same J. Anyway, you understand that?
Yes, it's fine now.
So this is 16.64%.
So we squared both sides here.
Yeah, so this is our this is our half year interest rate capital liability.
Yep.
Once
Yep.
you know it, you put here, you find the value. Okay, then you know this value. If you put A and B value here, you will get this answer. A plus B will be our answer.
Makes sense.
Now we have a problem. Not this. I will consider this one. See, I'll write 0 here, 3 here, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you need to find the present value here. Because the gaps are not the same. Here there is a payment of 15. Here there is a payment of 15. Here there is a payment of 15. And you need to find the present value here. You will get these kind of questions as well. So what you need to do here is the payments are same. The interval should also be the same. So you can make this 2 and you can find the value here. That is your first step. You find the here. You find the value here. Then once you find here, then you can take this payment to this. So what you are exactly doing is you are converting this one, this annuity. You are converting this annuity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to a single payment here, 15A6. Okay. So
Yep.
when you find the value here, make it sure the gap is 1 year. Don't worry about these points. This should be your artificial 0. I'm writing, if you have any problem, you think that this is 0. And this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. This way, if you want, you can think. This will be
Yep.
your timeline. You find here. It's 2, doesn't matter. These points are not important. Whenever you are applying an annuity, you have to see whether they are equal or not. If they're equal, you are in this class. If they're not equal, we'll start increasing, decreasing those annuities later. Now, when they're equal, you need to count the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A6. Again, there is a gap here. The payments are in arrears. If you find here, we'll go to that later. Okay. So 15. You find here, then this amount, whatever you will get, this amount. So what we did is we converted this annuity to one payment. That means 15 into 6, 90, you will get 82, 83, whatever, according to interest rate. That amount you have to find here. There is a 2-year gap. Okay. So this will be 83 or maybe A, whatever you will get, V square. That will be your answer. So you will also get questions when the intervals are not same, then you have to make this one. Other ways you find directly here. This is also one way. What you can do is you find the value here. You can find the value here. Then you take from here to here. This is also another way. Okay. In that case, what will happen? You have to multiply it by V3. Whatever value you get here, you have to multiply by V3. And here, when you find they're matching, so these are in advance. So this 15 is for this year, this 15 for this year, this year, this year, even if it's not extended. Okay. If you want, you can make this way. Even if you don't make this way, it doesn't matter. Remember, the payments are in advance. At the same time, you are finding, just calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You write 15 A6 due. That's all. And you multiply with V3. You will get the same answer. Okay. This much for today's class. What I want is I will give you some annuities today and probably 3-4 problems. You come here and I'll give you time 10 minutes to 15 minutes for each problem and you solve in front of me.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes.
We can solve it before and then solve, or we have to solve the question which you're telling in front of you.
Now,
Whatever way you like, tell me. How
You
it will
could
be.
give the question there and then we could solve it.
Yeah, that will be good, I think. But if you think that you get the question 1 hour before, that will be like a test. You do it, then we meet and we'll discuss your problems. Whatever way it will be comfortable you, because ultimately you need to learn. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So you tell me whatever way it's comfortable for you. That's fine.
I
No,
want it to be done in the class if possible, because once it's difficult for me to get. I've not been studying, so I like to do everything that.
Yeah, in the class, right?
In the class, because once I leave, like I have to be somewhere by 6 a.m. And
Okay.
in the, so
So tomorrow 6 p.m. is fine, or you want it to be at 3 p.m. See, 3 p.m. Indian time or 6 p.m. Indian time. Which one is better for you?
I would prefer the 6 p.m. Indian.
This time is fine. Same 6 p.m.
6 p.m. would be better. Yes.
Okay. So see you at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you have anyone who is any class on Friday evenings?
Next Friday?
Yes, Fridays are better for me.
Oh, you want to change the timing?
Do you have any class? No, don't change. If there is a class you will do on Fridays, I want to join instead of.
Okay. You are saying I can have a class next Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I will check that. I'm not sure. I have to check my schedule.
Okay.
And next Saturday, Sunday, you are free, right?
Saturdays I'd be challenging. I prefer Friday nights.
Okay, so next weekend you are not free.
Well, let's leave it the way it is for now. I will try. I will keep managing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if Friday is free, you are saying, see, others are not free on Friday actually.
Yes. That's why I don't want to change it.
Yeah, they have the office actually. So
yes,
that's why the weekend batch, I'm not changing. The weekend batch will remain. And those who will change to classroom, they will go to classroom on weekdays and will continue here. Even if that will be on weekend, that's a separate thing. So some students from both the batches, they will go to classroom. And those who are online, there are 7 to 8 who will be online. And for all of them, I fix the Saturday and Sundays only.
Okay, no problem. So I will keep making my best effort. But you are talking about exercises. So we should be doing that in the class or before the class. So
yeah, I mean, in the class, it's preferably for you, good, right?
I prefer to do things in the class.
Okay, so see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll discuss some problems. I mean, 3-4 problems I'll give you. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to do, I mean, instead of giving all the problems like a test, I'll give you one problem you have to do, maybe 5-10 minutes I'll give you, then we'll discuss. That way we'll do. That will be better.
Yes, that's better for me. Yes, thank
all
you.
Right, okay, then. Class is over for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
See you guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.